Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you. What a beautiful night. What a beautiful day. My wife's giving me some signals over there. By the way, she's the best, if you haven't. So, I want to tell you a little story. There's a group of gentlemen who went out to play golf this morning. I wasn't one of them. Played at a local golf course here, and I heard that they had a wonderful time. The conditions were great. When they got to the golf course, they split up into groups of two, so that there could be a little bit of competition and money games. And golfers of their caliber, they gamble. So when they got to the venue today, they were still excited. The adrenaline was still going. They wanted to keep it going. So they were out in the reception area, and they decided to start a betting pool. And the whole betting pool was about whether or not the father of the bride, that being me, would be able to maintain emotional composure during the traditional toast. So the management of Terrain found out about this, and they were not pleased. They don't approve of gambling on the premises. So they shut it down. They shut it down fast. But not before I could get in on some of the action. I bet against myself. And I'm prepared. I've got handkerchiefs here, I've got it here, I'm ready. I tell my children that there's a lot of overused words in the English language. One of them is amazing. But this is amazing. So on amazing days, there's a lot of happy emotions, and I can't promise what you'll see in the next 10 minutes, but it is what it is. So one of the reasons why it is so amazing, we're so happy, is because so many of you are here today, traveling from great distances. We have representation all up and down the eastern seaboard. We've got family and friends from the Midwest. We've got members of Kara's family and Joel's family from the West Coast, as well as their friends. We even have some international travelers, including my jet-setting sister-in-law Daniela, who came from her summer home in Ischia in Italy. By the way, Teddy says that she's the best. And winning the prize for coming the furthest to this wedding is Shlomi and Aida, who are cousins of mine, Kara's cousins. They came all the way from Israel, where Shlomi came from. And there he is. And it's Shlomi and Aida's first wedding that they've ever seen in America, and so far, I think so far so good. I want to thank a couple of other folks who who've made the wedding weekend so special. First, the Mumas, Ben and Cynthia, who so graciously and generously together last night. A great way to start the wedding weekend off. I also want to thank my other sister-in-law, Kippy Helzel, who created those beautiful fans that you received outside.
I didn't know that.
Kippy also is the best.
Thank you.
And not that you needed the fans today. It wasn't warm, so take them home as a souvenir. I also want to give a shout out to my daughter Julie for something that you. First of all, Julie is a terrific bridesmaid. She's a great friend of hers.
And Ryan, too.
What's the
Ryan?
And Maya is also a terrific bridesmaid, too. My wife's trying to write my speech for me. The reason why I'm thanking Julie is because a little bit later, I'm going to be dancing with Kara. When Julie heard about the song I'm going to dance to, she said, "Dad, I think you need a little help." she looked at my 2 left feet and said, I can work with you. And Julie is an accomplished dancer and dance instructor for many years, so it was like an episode out of Dancing with the Stars. She launched into action.
Dancing with the normal people.
She created a choreography that she thought Kara and I could handle, and then she coached me, she drilled me, hours and hours of drills, and then this morning she gave me a little pep talk and she said, you know, Dad, you really did pretty good, and I just want to tell you that I've had students who are much worse than you. They were the 3-year-olds. So, thank you, Julie.
She's the best.
She's the best. And a number of you have already come up and complimented me on this great wedding, which I appreciate, but let's give the compliments to those who did the heavy lifting. First and foremost, Kara and Joel, starting with that beautiful ceremony. The personality, the character, the spirituality that they showed was just, as parents, we're totally proud.
Yes.
And in addition to that, the food. Kara and Joel flew up here 6 months ago, and they made all the decisions about the food that you're enjoying tonight, and I know that you will not be disappointed. But if we're complimenting people on this event, you really need to compliment my wife, who...
Yay!
I'm the best! I'm the best!
Those of you who know Teddy, and most of you who know that she's never met, either as an attendee or a hostess, never met a party that she doesn't love. This is no exception, and she made hundreds and hundreds of decisions and executed, and she did a tremendous job. So,
Bravo.
As long as I can keep my composure, talk about that ceremony and the tribute to the grandparents. It was very moving.
Love that. Yes.
One of the things that was equally special was that, and very important to Kara and Joel, is that their grandmother, my mother Rachel, was able to walk down the aisle with her oldest grandchild,
Yep.
William.
Yes.
Very, very nice. Most, because people get married much later, these millennials wait to get married, and often grandparents aren't around. So it's very special that that was the case.
Absolutely.
And we're certainly thinking about Pauline Goodman as well. 100 years old. One thing I like about Joel is he's got longevity. And that's a good thing. He can provide for my daughter for a long time. So Kara and Joel, this is where I may need the handkerchief. There's over 100 people who are, I'm not going to look at you. I'll look somewhere else.
Yes.
There's over 100 people who are here today, wishing that you will have a happy and joyful life as you enter into this next phase in your relationship as husband and wife.
Yes.
So it gave me the opportunity to think about how do you articulate happy and joyful life? What's it mean? So my reflection is a happy and joyful life is the extraordinary experiences that you enjoy in real time while they're happening, and then you put them in your memory bank, on a cerebral bookshelf that you can personally reflect about individually, but then savor as you reminisce about them with the one that you love. So Joel, I want to make sure, Joel's a student, a PhD student. That's going to be on the final exam. So I'm not repeating that, but that's going to be on the test. If you have enough of those experiences and you look back, it'll be a life. So I've been blessed, married 31 years, in fact 31 years, 2 months, 12 days, and a couple hours. Joel, this is another piece of advice. That was like a 3-point play, nothing but net. So always remember when your anniversary is. But it was the happiest day of my life, and from that, lots of
Go ahead. You're fine.
lots of extraordinary events, like Kara, the day that you were born, and Julie, the day that you were born, and all the trips that we have been on as a family of 4, with my wife at the helm. And for those who were lucky enough to be at that extraordinary event that my Aunt Suzanne and Uncle Norman put on for Kara and Joel, another extraordinary event that's now a great memory. And there's hundreds, thousands of those memories in my cerebral bookcase. But so Kara and Joel, the thing that holds them in common is they were with family, but most importantly, they're with your mom, with my wife. Stop crying, honey. So, Kara and Joel are millennials, and now that I'm, old, and I'm in the workplace, I'm dealing with a lot of millennials. So I understand the millennial generation. And so the millennials who are here tonight are saying, that all sounds good, but don't I get any kind of individual experiences? Does every experience have to be with my partner, for crying out loud? What about me time? So you can have individual experiences. For example, I remember when I made my first hole-in-one. It was a 127-yard par 3 over water elevated tee. I hit a perfect 9-iron. It hit the green, bounced twice, rolled into the cup. It was magnificent. Right, Teddy? So the truth is, I've never made a hole-in-one. But my wife's made a hole-in-one. And I've heard about it many, many, many times. Like every time we play golf and I step up onto a par 3, I put the tee in the ground and she says, I've made one and you haven't. So the point is that even your individual experiences are going to be with the one that you love. So they'll be on your cerebral bookshelf. Today is another extraordinary experience. And at 11 o'clock tonight, it'll go on my bookshelf. There's another great experience. And it will take a higher priority than your mom's hole-in-one, I promise you that. And I hope for you that when you leave tonight at 11 o'clock, that this will be your first extraordinary experience on your bookshelf. And there'll be thousands more. And we'll hopefully get to participate in a few of them with you. All right, so now there's a lot of reasons why I could tell you why I love Kara and Joel, but this would then become a bigger cry fest. So I'm going to ask you to hold your glasses and toast my beautiful daughter, handsome son-in-law, to a happy and joyful life.
Here, here. Here, here. Here, here.